Her Royal Highness Princess Leonor de Borbón Ortiz Marries HRH Christian, live from Copenhagen. Copenhagen expected another calm royal morning. A typical day. A predictable schedule. Nothing unusual. But not today. Because today, something impossible is happening. Her Royal Highness Princess Leonor de Borbón Ortiz is about to walk into a moment no one believed would come this soon. And the truth behind this wedding is far more shocking than the ceremony itself. They said the timing was wrong. They said the families weren't ready. They said two future monarchs could never merge their destinies so young. But here we are, live from Copenhagen, witnessing a union that will reshape European royalty forever. Princess Leonor of Spain, Prince Christian of Denmark, bound by love, shaped by duty, pushed by forces no one saw coming. Let's begin. Copenhagen is overflowing with Spanish excitement, Danish pride, and the kind of tension that only appears when history is about to change. Crowds pack the streets, waving flags, holding flowers, waiting for a glimpse of the future king and queen who somehow turned a quiet romance into a global headline. People are asking the same question over and over. How did this wedding happen so fast? To understand today, we return to the secret beginnings of this love story. They first met during official European gatherings, diplomatic events, youth forums. At first, the encounters were formal, polite, distant. Two heirs raised with the same rules, duty first, emotion second. But something subtle shifted over time. The shy smiles became longer. The conversations deeper. The glances harder to hide. And while the world focused on politics, these two young royals discovered something rare behind palace walls. Someone who understood them. Someone who lived with the same pressure. Someone who didn't want them for their crown. But what started as harmless admiration soon became a whisper inside both royal courts, a whisper advisors tried to silence before it became too real. Spain worried about losing its future queen to another monarchy. Denmark worried about the political implications. Some warned it would complicate both countries. Others warned it would create an unbreakable bond that no protocol could control. But love ignored every warning. The turning point arrived during a private winter gathering in Denmark, with no cameras, no microphones, only the families together. Leonor and Christian, surrounded by warmth and soft laughter, slipped away from the small crowd. Alone by a window overlooking the snow-covered gardens, they spoke about life, responsibility, the fear of losing themselves to duty. That conversation became the seed. A seed that grew into a promise neither expected. Still, no one believed that, one day, would turn into today. So what pushed the palace doors open? Weeks ago, a confidential meeting was held inside Zarzuela Palace in Madrid. Only the key figures were present. King Felipe, Queen Letizia, senior advisors, and Leonor herself. She spoke with strength. She spoke with certainty. She spoke not as a teenage princess, but as a woman ready to build a future rooted not in politics, but in love. The royal house debated. They calculated risks. They evaluated consequences. And then the unexpected happened. A leak. Suddenly the media world exploded with whispers of a secret engagement between Leonor and Christian. The palace refused to confirm. They refused to deny. But behind the scenes, the truth became clear. The world knew. There was no going back. The wedding was planned in absolute secrecy, at unprecedented speed, yet every detail radiates elegance. Leonor's gown blends Spanish artistic tradition with Danish royal minimalism. Christian's uniform honors both nations. The floral arrangements pay tribute to the national flowers of Spain and Denmark. And the guest list includes monarchs, dignitaries, longtime political allies, and family members whose emotions are impossible to hide. Copenhagen Cathedral stands tall as bells echo across the city. The moment arrives when everything falls silent. The cathedral doors open slowly, and Princess Leonor steps forward. A vision in white, yet carrying centuries of responsibility on her shoulders. Her smile is soft but determined. Her eyes fixed on the end of the aisle, where Prince Christian waits. Christian looks at her as though the world just stopped. Not as a crown prince. Not as a future king. But as a man in love, ready to face whatever comes next with her by his side. The choir begins its ethereal harmony. Leonor moves down the aisle, each step echoing a new chapter. Whispers ripple through the cathedral. Some see a fairy tale unfolding. Others see a political transformation. But all see authenticity. They see two people who chose each other despite pressure, despite scrutiny, despite destiny trying to separate them. When she reaches Christian, he extends his hand. She takes it. Their fingers lock. And that simple moment tells the world everything. But behind this moment, deeper questions begin forming. What sacrifices were made? Did Leonor negotiate her role as future queen? Will Christian's responsibilities shift to support their life together? Can two heirs to two different thrones maintain a marriage without political storms? These questions linger beneath the beauty of the ceremony. Meanwhile, the emotional heart of the wedding beats through their families. Queen Letizia watches her daughter with tears she tries to hide, knowing Leonor's life will now be split between Denmark and Spain. King Felipe, both proud and protective, stands tall but carries the invisible weight of a father letting go. Queen Mary of Denmark shares a quiet, deeply emotional moment with her son minutes before the ceremony, whispering the kind of advice mothers give only once. King Frederick looks at his son not as a prince, but as a future leader stepping into adulthood. The vows begin. Leonor's voice trembles slightly at first but grows stronger with each word. Christian speaks with heartfelt sincerity, unable to mask the emotion rising in his voice. Every guest leans forward, captivated. Cameras zoom in, but what truly matters is the authenticity in their words. Then the declaration comes. Husband and wife. Copenhagen erupts in cheers. Spain's streets burst into celebration. Across Europe, millions feel the impact of this union. Because this is not just a royal marriage. It is a reshaping of the future, a merging of two monarchies through love. Their kiss seals more than vows. It seals a new era. But as one curiosity loop closes, another opens. Where will they live? How will Spain and Denmark balance two heirs who now share a single life? Will Leonor become a queen residing partly outside Spain? Will Christian someday rule Denmark beside a queen raised in Madrid? These questions echo through households, royal circles, political analysts, and fans worldwide. When Leonor and Christian leave the cathedral, the crowd roars with overwhelming emotion. Flowers fill the air, bells ring, children wave with excitement. The couple steps into the carriage, hands intertwined, whispering to each other words no microphone could ever capture. The procession begins. Spanish families cheer from balconies draped with the colors of Asturias. Danish citizens chant Christian's name with pride. The city transforms into a living tapestry of unity, hope, and celebration. Inside Amalienburg Palace, the reception blends grandeur with intimacy. Candles illuminate the halls. The aroma of traditional Spanish and Danish dishes blends in the air. Guests raise glasses in honor of the young couple. Speeches fill the room with laughter, tears, and reflection. King Felipe speaks of Leonor's bravery and commitment. Queen Mary speaks of Christian's loyalty and integrity. King Frederick raises a toast with pride in his voice. Queen Letizia watches her daughter with a mix of joy and longing. But one moment captures the entire evening. The first dance. Leonor and Christian stand in the center of the ballroom. The room quiets. Music begins. They move softly, gracefully, completely connected. No thrones, no titles, no pressure, just two hearts dancing as one. Their dance becomes a symbol of unity, a symbol of courage, a symbol of love powerful enough to cross borders, challenge tradition, and rewrite destiny. Yet even as this chapter closes, another curiosity loop opens. Will their marriage withstand the demands of monarchy? What challenges lie ahead behind palace walls? What unexpected alliances will form? What tensions will arise between two nations sharing one royal couple? Only time will answer. For now, Copenhagen glows with celebration. Spain rejoices with pride. Denmark embraces its future king and queen to be with open arms. And the world watches the beginning of a love story that may become one of the most extraordinary royal sagas of the century. Her Royal Highness Princess Leonor de Borbón Ortiz. His Royal Highness Prince Christian of Denmark. Two hearts, two crowns, one destiny. The wedding is complete. The future begins. And this is only the first page of a story the world will never forget.